Some people, even some native English speakers, are confused with this pair of words. Now, you will learn the difference amongst these words. Borrow versus lend. Borrow and lend are related to each other. Borrow is a verb which is receiving an object with an intention to give it back to its rightful owner. Lend, on the other hand, is an act of giving an object temporarily. To make it clearer, remember this. If I give you an object and I expect you to return it, then I lend it to you. If I receive an object from you and you expect me to return it, then I borrow it from you. Lend is to give while borrow is to receive. Advise versus advice. Both of these words are related to each other. Advise with an S is a verb. It refers to the act of giving someone a recommendation about what should this someone do. Advice, on the other hand, with the C is a noun. It pertains to the recommendation itself. Example, I advise you to follow these instructions versus I'll give you an advice. Affect versus effect. Just like advise and advice, one is a noun and one is a verb. The verb one is affect, which means to influence something. Effect, meanwhile, means the result itself. For example, elevation affects temperature decrease versus temperature decrease is one of the effects of higher elevation. Breath versus breathe. This is another one of those noun versus verb. Breathe is to inhale and exhale, or to take air into your lungs and take it out again. It's a verb. Breath, meanwhile, is a noun. It pertains to the air itself that you breathe. I breathe air versus my breath smells bad. Stationary versus stationary. This is quite different to each other, so it's easy to remember. Stationary with an A means not moving. The brick is stationary. The brick is not moving. Stationary, meanwhile, with an E means office supplies such as paper, envelopes, stapler, pen, and others. Emigrate versus immigrate. They both relate to migration, but they are antonyms. Emigrate means to move away from a country into somewhere else. On the other hand, immigrate means to move into a country from somewhere else. Here's an example. If I live in US before but then moved to Germany, then I emigrated from US and I immigrated to Germany. Fewer versus less. Okay, I hear some people who use less instead of fewer in a sentence or vice versa. Fewer means not as many. It is used in countable nouns or nouns that can be counted, like fewer people, fewer houses, or fewer chairs. You can count people, you can count houses, you can count chairs. Less, on the other hand, means not as much and is used in uncountable nouns such as noise, light, or water. Less noise, less light, less water. Last but not the least, the famous your versus your. Your as Y-O-U-R apostrophe E is a contraction which means you are. Like, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. Your as Y-O-U-R is a possessive adjective. It shows that something is owned by the one I am talking to. Like, this is your pen. Now that you already know the difference between these pair of words, you might wanna watch these videos on my right.